bragging. I see a lot of shit form in RDLs, more than I actually see good form. So I'm going to show you guys how to properly execute an RDL or a Romanian deadlift today. Now, the important thing to know about a Romanian deadlift is that it is a hip hinge movement. It is really, really good for training the glutes and the hamstrings in a lengthened position if you're doing it right. If you do it wrong, you can risk injury. So when I say hip hinge movement, I mean this movement where you're gliding your hips back. And that's pretty much the whole movement. First, I want to show you the common mistakes that I often see with this movement, and then I'll go in and show you how to do the movement properly. So for demonstrative purposes today, I'm going to use an unloaded barbell. You can also do these using the Smith machine or dumbbells. It completely comes down to personal preference. I prefer a barbell. One of the key mistakes I see with RDLs is instead of using a hip hinge movement, people bend with their back. Using our back, especially as we load up the bar, can surely risk injuring the back. So we want to really make sure that we focus on the hip hinge part of the movement. So rather than doing this to get nice and low, we want to focus more on gliding our bum back and stopping when our bum can't move back any further. Another key issue that I see with these, which is not quite as significant, but definitely still good to work on, is people will come down and do the movement, and then they come back up and they hyperextend like this, which will create a lot of tension in your lower back. So as you do your reps of the movement, you're going to start to feel it more and more in your lower back, which is going to inhibit your ability to actually perform the exercise well to train the desired muscle groups. Another key mistake that I see is people may execute the movement correctly, however, they want to get lower in the movement. So to do that, they bend down further, and you can see when I do this that I'm using my lower back to get further down rather than my hips and my glutes. This again is going to create a lot more tension on the lower back, which will inhibit your ability to complete your reps and the movement effectively to build up your glutes and your hamstrings. The final mistake I see is you do the movement, and then as you come up, you kind of bend your arms almost into an upright row, which again is not the most effective way of doing the movement. By incorporating almost an upright row into the movement, you're inhibiting the load that you can put on the bar because you're bending your arms, and you need to have a weight on the bar that your arms can move as well. We don't need to move our arms. I want you to think of a deadlift as literally that. It is a deadlift. So when you're doing a deadlift, for all intents and purposes, your arms are dead weight. All they are for this movement are the levers that are holding the bar for you. They are holding the weight, and that is it. We don't want them to move. We want them to stay nice and straight the whole time. So now that I've gone through the don'ts of this movement, I'm going to show you how to execute it properly with good form to get the most out of the workout and reduce injury risk. So when I set these up, I always use one of these squat racks, and I'll set up the safety bars on the second half on the bottom. This will enable me to grab the bar very comfortably. I'm then going to walk up to the bar and have my thighs pressed against it with my feet in line with my hips. I'm then going to use my hands to use a pronated or an overhand grip to grab the bar about shoulder width. I'm then going to hold my core tight, use my lats and my back to pull up. This is particularly important when you have a lot of weight on a bar. Now that you've got the bar, you're going to hobble backwards so you're not colliding with the safety bars there. And what we're going to do is we're going to have ourselves nice and straight. So no sticking the butt out. Keep your body in a nice straight line. And I want you to think open thoughts with your chest. So keep your chest nice and open, shoulders rolled back. Even pinch your lats together or draw your shoulder blades in if this will help you keep that straight back that we're after. Once you've got your position, hold your core nice and tight. This will help with stability. Glide your hips back while slightly bending the knees, and stop when you can't move your hips back any further. And then use your glutes and your core to drive back up so you're nice and straight like this. So you can see while I do the movement, I have a slight knee bend, my back is straight, and I'm not using my lower back to get an improved range of motion. At the end of the day with this exercise, you're not focusing on how low you can go, but just how far back your hips can actually move. And doing that will help you get the most out of the movement without giving yourself a false increased range of motion, which will increase injury risk and cause a lot of lower back tension. While you're doing this, make sure you have the bar nice and close to you. The further away the bar gets from you, the more your lower back is going to engage to stabilize you and stop you falling over. So keeping the bar pretty much running flush against your thighs will help reduce any lower back aggravation and help you perform the movement more comfortably. Hope hope this helps. Give this a try on your next leg day to absolutely smash the glutes and the hammies. If you'd like more tips and tricks on how to perform different exercises in the gym, give me a like and follow.